got off the plane, looked at no one, walked down the tarmac in the direction of nowhere, followed the sun as it was setting, glad to be done with all the bloodletting. There were no banners for the proud and the few, just workers in airports that do what they do. Fuel up the planes, unload the bags, along with the coffins all covered in flags. When Johnny came marching home, the town he was from was a dead little place, so he looked for a job somewhere off base. In this city of pawn shops, hotels and bars, gas stations, strip clubs, highways and cars, he went to a dive, ordered a beer, said turn the music up loud so it's all that I hear. Try to rewind, turn back the years, stop the explosions between my ears. When Johnny came marching home, well, the jobs were all shit and the beer, it was cheap, and besides there was no other way he could sleep. Still the screams and the guns would wake him at night, and he was always on edge and ready to fight. And when he closed his eyes, he would just see the face of a woman he killed in some faraway place. Over and over, the white of her eye, and her final and terrible, terrified cry. When Johnny came marching home, just a short time, his health fell apart, with an ache in the joints and a thump in the heart. The doctor just told him it's all in his head, but he couldn't stop drinking or get out of bed. And with no place to go but the wrong way, it was a shock to his ears when he heard himself saying over and over to anyone within range, "Hey mister, can you spare some change?" When Johnny came marching home, I'll do one for my favorite soft drink. I was touring for about a month several years ago with a union organizer from Colombia, one of the ones who's not dead yet, because of course most of the union organizers in the world killed every year are Colombian, and some of them were killed in broad daylight by paramilitaries for organizing a union at the Coca-Cola bottling plant, and it turned out that Coca-Cola was actually in cahoots with the paramilitaries on a financial level. So I wrote this song, which sort of presented itself in an obvious sort of way. Coke came to Colombia, seeking lower wages. They got just what they came for, but as we turn the pages, we find the workers do not like the sound of their children's hungry cries. So they said, we'll join the union. They began to organize. So Coke called up a terrorist group called the AUC. Said, we've got some problems at the factory. The AUC went to the plant, killed 2 union men, told the rest, you leave the union or we'll be back again. Well, Coke did not complain about this dirty deed. Why give workers higher wages when Coke is all they really need? They phoned the AUC, said thanks, without you we'd go broke. And to show our appreciation, here's 100 cases of Coke. The baby drinks it in his bottle when the water ain't no good. The dog drinks it, but he don't know if he should. Some folks say it's the nectar of the gods, but Coke is the drink of the death squads. What is it? Coke is the drink of the death squads. I'm still waiting to find out whether they'll except that there's their new corporate motto, but we're haggling over money. They're holding out for more money. Yeah. Well, these workers wouldn't take the situation lying down. Some went up to Georgia, said, look what's happened to our town. You American workers get downsized, as for us we just get shot. And those of us who live, our teeth begin to rot. 'Cause the baby drinks it in his bottle when the water ain't no good. The dog drinks it, but he don't know if he should. Some folks say it's the nectar of the gods, but Coke is the drink of the death squads. Coke is the drink of the death squads. The situation, what are you gonna do? 'Cause the death squads run Columbia and they're paid by me and you. We can let Coke rule the world, see what future that will bring. Or we can drink beer and smash the state, now that's the real thing. 'Cause the baby drinks it in his bottle when the water ain't no good. The dog drinks it, but he don't know if he should. Some folks say it's the nectar of the gods, but Coke is the drink of the death squads. Coke is the drink of the death squads. They're building a wall between friends, a wall that justifies any means for their ends. A wall between Semites, rich and poor, brothers and sisters from not so long before. Many feet thick and 20 feet high, no one can look through it and into the eye of a person you might know, to whom you might confide. Now just a stranger on the other side. They're building a wall between water and land, so we can eat fruit and they can eat sand. A wall to make sure that our orchards will grow and our kids can get fat and not need to know of the cities in ruins and the children in fear that your fathers and brothers in tanks might be near. A wall to keep quiet that which you fear most, so you don't have to listen to your grandfather's ghost. They're building a wall between future and past, a wall to keep distant the chambers of gas from the bulldozers, gunships, and the tears of a child. Dignity, love, and all honor defiled, to remove reality from your facts on the ground. A wall to keep distant the terrible sound of the houses that crumble and the children that die. A wall to keep separate the truth from the lie. They're building a wall, and at such a cost, land, money, and safety, and all the lives lost. A wall made of brick, but bricks can be broken when the people of Zion have finally awoken and said no more walls, no more refugees, no more keeping people upon their knees. And then the history books will someday recall, before apartheid was ended, they were building a wall. It's a song about another wall. I'm from Guanajuato, that's where I was born. For 1,000 years, that's where my family grew the corn. Farming's what we lived by, and farming's what we knew. Then the gobierno signed NAFTA, and our farming days were through. I had to leave the village, there was no other way. I had to find work somewhere, or starve if I should stay. In Ciudad de Mexico, I tried to survive, but the colonias were full, there was no work to stay alive. I went to Tijuana, the maquila factories. Saw people living by the sewage, dying on their knees. It was then in desperation I knew I had to go, leave the country I was born in, the only one I know. Across the unknown deserts to the other side, around the wall that stretches on 100 miles wide. I trudged on for days, I don't know how far I got, but I never knew in all my life the sun could be so hot. Feet had turned to blisters, my water bag run dry. I thought about mi madrecita as I looked up at the sky. I lay down for the last time, parched upon the ground. Maybe someday my body will be found, eaten by the vultures, bones bleached in the sun. Maybe I'll go to heaven if there is one. I guess someone in California who wants to keep their fields green will have to find another Mexican to keep their dishes clean.